Hello everybody and welcome back to Odin's Movie Blog. I am the critic who is a cynic. Hope you're doing well, and today I am getting my butt kicked by oak pollen allergy season down here in southern Louisiana, but I am somehow surviving and coming at you with a video today covering James Gunn has indeed now been confirmed to be returning to direct Guardians of the Galaxy 3. So this is indeed a breaking news story. It broke over the last couple of hours, and it is something that I find very interesting. Now, I do not change any of the thoughts that I had on the original tweets as they were uncovered that James Gunn said. I still think that the tweets were disgusting. I still think that the tweets were very inappropriate, and I still think that Disney had every right to fire him from the project. I know that some people who are a little bit sensitive said, oh, why don't you like free speech, and oh, why is it that you like when people are digging up other people's past and you know, basically saying that you can't change over a 10-year period. But here's the thing, this guy was an adult. He was making comments. No, they were not taken out of context. They were simple comments that were randomly tweeted for no reason whatsoever, and they were sick and disgusting. They were not jokes. They were statements. Oh, no, it was just dark humor. You just don't understand dark humor. No. I've heard dark humor before, and I can find dark humor funny at times. The way that it was presented, the way that it was shown, to me, just did not come across as being humorous, did not come across with a punchline. It was simply a statement. Now, I don't know what goes on in Hollywood. I don't know what kind of jokes are made in Hollywood, but all I know is that the jokes, or so-called jokes, did not come across as such. Now, with all of that being said, I just want to make it very clear that I still stand by those statements, and also the fact that this guy went to a To Catch a Predator party, which I'm sorry, but if you or anyone else goes to a party that either makes fun of, mocks, or tries to act like a show that's dealing with sick, disgusting people being caught in the act of trying to have sex with a minor, I'm sorry, but I just think that there's just something wrong with that. Now, maybe he has gotten help, and I think that if he has, that he deserves every bit of a second chance. But also, too, we don't really know anything. Again, I'm not accusing him of having done anything at all, but it did bring up a lot of questions as to, hey, why is it that we see this pattern of behavior, we see all these things going on, and who knows what that actually means? Yeah, we honestly don't know. Hopefully, though, if there was anything going on behind the scenes, which we don't know, and I will not say that there is, that the help has been received. However, James Gunn is still returning to Guardians 3 because just this, I mean, honest, like, seriously, did anyone not see this coming? I'm pretty sure you could go back to my videos and say, oh, yeah, Odin said that it was probably going to happen at some point in the future because this just makes sense. This is what happens. Even though, obviously, I think James Gunn is not guilty as nearly as much as some other people in Hollywood who have been caught doing some pretty nefarious things, who have been credibly accused of doing some really bad things. I think that it is still pretty much a part of the, Hollywood culture, where as long as you got people on your side, as long as you have people that agree with you politically, and as long as they all fit within the game, they will be protected, they will be defended, they will be brought back. And also, to be fair to James Gunn, he is one hell of a writer and one hell of a director. Only he's just not that great of a writer when he comes to Twitter, apparently, because that's where all the whole nonsense started. But this also is kind of exciting for me, to be honest. Again, as I said, these things can all be true at once. I can think that he is a despicable human being. I can think that there's a lot of questions that need to be asked, but I can also understand and recognize that he's a very talented writer who wrote Guardians of the Galaxy, made Guardians of the Galaxy into one of the biggest franchises of the MCU, one of the most popular ones, I would say easily. I mean, Rocket Raccoon and Groot are characters that in the comics were just obscure characters that only a few people liked, and now those are household names. Now these are names that people you mention them and you think, oh my gosh, yes, I know exactly what you're talking about. And it makes sense too. I mean, Guardians of the Galaxy 1 made $773 million at the box office. Guardians 2 made $863 million at the box office, which means Guardians 3 is very much set to possibly even break the billion-dollar mark, especially since there's going to be so much talk and conversation because of everything that happened. The fact that they were already alluding to the fact they were bringing him back in the first place, though. I mean, by saying, yes, we're going to use James Gunn's script, I was like, okay, so you're going to use his script, so it obviously means you don't have a big issue with him and don't want to just go, just don't want to push him away altogether in the first place. It means that there's something else that must be, okay, now all of a sudden it's been revealed, oh, now James Gunn is back a part of the pack. This is something that is not surprising to me. Overall, I think, movie-wise, it's a good decision. It's a good decision because it means that the continuity between all three films is going to be there. As much as I would have loved to have had a Taika Waititi directed Guardians 3 because I think he would have done a great job, I am still thinking that, and I'm not going to lie, I'm excited. that he is going to be coming back for Guardians 3. However, I also cannot hide the fact that I have my reservations about him as a person, and I really, again, hope that if there was anything going on, that it has been taken care of, and that he is okay, and that anyone involved is okay as well. So, Guardians of the Galaxy 3, do you think it's going to be good? Do you think James Gunn deserves to be returning? Do you think that he should be given another shot, another chance at this? I honestly think that he could either, I think that there's arguments that are valid both ways. And I think that some people are going to try and vilify the other side saying, oh, but you were saying all of these things about him with no proof whatsoever, etc. I mean, that's pretty much what got my channel like a lot of recognition, because iDubbbz made fun of me and said, oh, yeah, he's just, creating fake outrage, etc. It's like, no, I was just expressing my own opinion on how the comments that he said were comments and were not within the context of a joke. A joke normally has a setup and a punchline, and there was no setup or punchline. There was just a statement that was said. And then you have this guy who also went to Catch a Predator parties. It just, I don't know. It just, it just doesn't seem right to me. But what are y'all's thoughts on it? I'd really like to know. Are you excited for Guardians 3? I know that for the movie itself, I am excited. And if it is written and directed the same way that the other two were, I think that it'll be fine. I think that it'll be a fine addition to the MCU. And at this point, they need to have movies and projects that people have to look forward to. I would say that Endgame, the new trailer that came out for Endgame, was pretty good for the most part. I think that the ending has gotten a lot of controversy from both sides. You have the crazy leftists on one side saying, I can't believe they made her wear red lipstick. How dare they? Oh, the Russo brothers. Screw the Russo brothers. It's like, shut up. Lord, she was wearing makeup. Why does that matter? Or that's right, it doesn't matter. You're just an idiot. And then on the other side, you have people saying, oh gosh, she still looks just like so bored, and she just looks like a wooden board. But as I said in my initial reaction, the fact that, in my opinion, she shows more personality in those like 5-10 seconds of screen time that she has in the Endgame trailer, and that there is more of a story conveyed by the emotions that she shows in those 10 seconds without saying a damn word, more so than in any point in the entire run of Captain Marvel, says a lot about the directing. And it really does help confirm to me that the reason why Captain Marvel sucks so much is because the directors suck, which makes a lot of sense to me. And that, even though obviously I'm not letting her off the hook completely, but you have to understand the Russo brothers are obviously much better directors and are going to be able to get at least a passable performance from Brie Larson, is what I suspect. Because as I said, I trust the Russo brothers. Everything that they've said about this film, everything they said about OP characters gives me confidence that they're going to do the story right. So that's what I think about that. And having Guardians 3 to look forward to with James Gunn as director, James Gunn with the writing, I think is overall going to be a good thing. As I said before, you can indeed find times in life to separate the art from the artist. That's something that I think that I usually have the capacity to do. So I can see the film, enjoy it, understand the comedic aspects to it, understand the talent of the direction, but then also still think that James Gunn is probably a little bit of a slimeball, a political leftist slimeball. So all those things can be true at once. And then just one last thing, I was going to actually cover this article, but of course, being the Washington Post, you can't actually access it unless you pay for it. I'm not paying a damn thing to the Washington Post because they're just nothing but a bunch of fake news asshats. But it says right here, very quickly, you can see the smash success Captain Marvel shows us that conservatives have a problem calling out the alt-right, is what it says. And then it starts off by saying that the trolls, the so-called trolls, so this narrative is continuing about how apparently anyone that didn't like this movie, who decided to put not interested, or who decided to put their honest rating, are somehow trolls. This is the new narrative. But not only that, this person, to be fair, it was an opinion piece, but still, the fact that the Washington Post allowed for this opinion piece to be posted under their publication, where it says that the people who, again, the honest, everyday people, were just, who didn't like the movie, were somehow members of the alt-right. So no longer is it just far right-wing extremists. Now, all of a sudden, boom, if you don't like Captain Marvel, if you have a problem with it, if you have an issue with it, boom, you're an alt-right. You're an alt-right person. You might as well be a frickin' white supremacist Nazi. And this is, again, the game that the media likes to play. If anyone does not match up to their agenda, if anyone does not match up to the things that they want, if you do not check off all the tiny little boxes that they love to put out there, then you must be the worst thing to ever exist. A sexist, a racist, a homophobe, alt-right, Nazi, all of these words that they just want to throw around, cause more separation among the peoples, because that's what they want to do, because that gets them ratings, it gets them attention, and it keeps them relevant. Here's the beautiful thing. People are beginning to trust them less and less. People are starting to read them less and less. And I pray for the day that people like the Washington Post and the asshats over there eventually go out of business because of all the stupidity that they're doing. But anyway, guys, those are my thoughts on that. What are your thoughts about being called an alt-right? Did you not like Captain Marvel? Well, guess what? You're all right. You're an alt-right. You're an alt-right nut. You're a freaking Nazi, according to this person over at the Washington Post. But, you know, obviously the bigger story of the day, what are your thoughts on Guardians of the Galaxy 3? I think that Guardians of the Galaxy 3 could be really good. It's going to be interesting to see the directions that they take it in, especially since you're going to have the X-Men that are going to be brought into it. The Fantastic Four are going to be brought back into the universe since they're closing. Disney is indeed closing on the Fox-Disney merger next week. It is very exciting to see. Obviously, I know that I still have my own reservations about it because Disney has ruined two great franchises at this point. You know, hopefully Endgame can kind of prove that Captain Marvel was a one-off, but we shall indeed see what happens. They've already ruined Star Wars. God, that's just so frustrating. But hopefully they don't also wreck X-Men and Fantastic Four, even though Fantastic Four, to me, is actually probably the one that they might be able to get away with, seeing that Fantastic Four has not really had that much of a run as far as the movies are concerned, because every release of it has been subpar at best. But that's just me. Guys, let me know your thoughts in the video, in the comments below the video. Obviously, if you like the video, smash the like button, give us a thumbs up, give us a subscribe. It helps us out a lot. Thank you so much for getting through my allergy-filled video fest. Thank you very much for watching. Have a wonderful day, and as always, God bless.